What's up, YouTube? What's up, Discord? I had to do a walk and talk after both of this happened in the after hours. So I'm going to talk about a few stocks. I'm going to talk about GameStop. I'm going to talk about Oklo. Touch on Highcraft mining. Maybe a little bit of Navatas, because got another 52-week high today. Let's start with GameStop, guys. So they just had earnings yesterday. This Cohen, he's like bragging how they have $6 billion cash. Do you know how they got $5 billion of the cash, guys? $5 billion. Diluting retail shareholders. GameStop was $480. It was $28 in the after hours yesterday. 28. They lost $460, $450 because they diluted shareholders for $5,000 million. That's what $5 billion is. But everybody's just gung-ho GameStop still, 5 years after, June 2020, the initial squeeze. I was in AMC, guys. I know how it is. Do you know what happened in AMC? 13 dilutions. We vote no. We finally have enough of Adam Aron diluting. We vote no for more dilution. He can't dilute because we voted no and won. So what does he do? He creates Ape, a total another stock. Somehow, I don't know how it's legal. I have no idea how that's legal. Circumvents the voters after a year of Ape crashing the stock, guys, down to single digits from $50. Crashes the stock, puts Ape back into AMC and closes Ape, then does a reverse split. I don't know how it's legal. It's the same shit with GameStop, guys. It's never going to end, I'm telling you. I lived through it on AMC. I held it from 2 to 78. Back, sold some at 45. Sold the rest at 14. Because it never ends. And now it's not $4, guys. If you look at the stock, it's like 3 and change. It's 1/10 of that because of a reverse split. It's like 33 cents. It never ends. You look at Mullen. It never ends, guys. These companies, they get to... The reason it never ends is because people keep buying the stock. They keep going to the businesses. They don't get it. They think every time a reverse split happens, it's some kind of squeeze because the float's low. No, it just happens again. Dilutes again. A reverse split is the most largest signal of weakness in the entire stock world. You do it to stay above the $1 threshold before you get delisted and moved to a penny stocks, over-the-counter shit, right? GameStop is $25 right now because they dilute another $1.75 billion. You have $6 billion cash on hand, no game plan at all. $6 billion from diluting on shareholders. You only bringing in $44 million revenue, meaning you diluted 11,300% of what you made. 297 years of revenue. 297 years of revenue is what was diluted on shareholders over the last 5 years. It's basic math, guys. 5 billion divided by 44 million. 297. Okay? Now another $1.75 billion. So that what? You can pretend you're Michael Saylor of MSTR and buy Bitcoin and hope that it works out for you? That's the plan? Just be a Bitcoin holdings company, and while you're holding, pay for overhead of stores, pay for your employees, pay the CEOs egregious salaries, pay to give stock options to your directors. Every one of these dilutions includes 3% kickback for the company that diluted them, probably JP Morgan, or the one that did all 13 of AMC's. I don't know why I'm forgetting their name all of a sudden, but they did the red box one as well. It's the same companies that always hit them up. 3% of that 1.75 billion is just gonna be a fee of 3% of nearly 2 billion. Is gonna be a fee to dilute you, the shareholder. Okay? Oh my God, it's insane. They're just no plan. We're gonna put 10% in Bitcoin and pay ourselves, and every time we report an earnings, we're probably gonna dilute again. They have a massive shelf still, guys. There's still a shelf on GameStop over and above this. MSTR's shelf is massive. Massive. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near MSTR anymore right now. If you like Bitcoin, guys, take your money out of these stock companies that dilute and buy Bitcoin. Self-custody. Own it yourself. Own the Bitcoin yourself. Don't own it through Robinhood. Don't own it through Coinbase. Right? Get it on a platform that will allow you to cold store your Bitcoin. Never lose that key, never give away that key, never forget that key. Have backups of the key, backups of the information. Have 5 backups of that shit. Because if you lose that, you're not getting your Bitcoin. Okay? But these other companies that if you just leave it on the platform, you have no custody of it. Okay? You're in GameStop. You guys are all the big game plan was to DRS your shares. Look what's happening before your eyes. There's no amount of DRSing that's getting you out of what's happening. Every time you DRS, the CEO is in cahoots with these other people, guys. It's not, you have to wake up. Cohen is not on your side. Adam Aaron was never on our side. They're all the same. The Mullen CEO, the Oklo CEO, the Redbox CEO, the TBLT, Tough Belt CEO. All these CEOs where they just dilute, okay? They're not working for you. They're not trying to help you retire, MOAS. They are lining their own pockets, guys, having parties on yachts. They don't relate to everyday people, okay? You think your DRSing is going to get you out of it. You're wrong, because they're just creating new shares by diluting repeatedly. And if you ever vote no and you win, you're going to get aped. You're going to have GameStop coin or a fucking GME GameStop ape, GME moon. It doesn't, they'll just make a name and that's what you're going to get. They'll circumvent you. They'll let that ride out a year. And then they will put it back into the float and do a reverse split and screw you even further. You're not going to win that battle, guys. It's a losing battle. Please, I'm like imploring you people to put that money to work in companies that aren't going to do that to you, that aren't going to endlessly dilute, right? Oklo, same thing, guys. So they pumped the stock today. Enough about GameStop. Like, holy shit, I could get blue in the face about that. They pumped the stock today, guys, on an article from 2023. A contract that was delayed 2 years. That is finally going forward. You have to know how to understand the English language. You can only imagine people where English language is secondary for them. The article itself stemmed from 2023. Today, the exact verbiage, was they're going to have a plant It's going to produce up to 75 megawatts. Wow. Pump the stock 35%, guys. It's going to have one facility for the government making up to 75 watts, hopefully by 2027. No one read the 2027 part, apparently. No one knows what up to means. Guess what up to means? Could mean zero. Could mean it doesn't happen. Do you know why it's going to mean it doesn't happen? Because their own website says 2030 is when they hope to break ground. In March, I believe, they posted a picture of them surveying land. Now, this is our first site. It's a truck in the middle of a barren field with nothing there. There is no Oklo. Oklo is nothing. Oklo is a concept. It's a thought. It's a way to take money from you and give it to other people legally. I pray you pumpers and the people that have FOMO'd in understand that is all that's going to happen here. We told you guys, I was on StockTwits for like 3 hours today before market close, before the close, warning people about the dilution they fucking filed on the 3rd. A billion share, was it a billion shares or a billion? Yeah, a billion share float. Billion shares, not $1 billion. A billion share float. Okay, they activated the shelf today in the after hours. I thought they were going to do it Friday close. I really did, and just screw people all weekend. But they did it today. 400 million shares. There's still 600 million available, guys. They're going to activate that very quickly. It won't be this week, but it's coming rapidly. Okay, I'm telling you right now. You may want to look into what is 75 megawatts if you don't really know anything about electrical. So the average power plant is 1,000 megawatts. That is more than 10 times more powerful than what they are proposing. That's the average. That's a typical one. What they're proposing is essentially at the max, at that 75, the max, that's about 25 windmills. So what I like to call that is fuck all. That's what that is. It's fuck all. That is not going to do shit for anybody. Okay? It might suffice, for their installation in Alaska. Maybe. Who knows? If it ever happens. Which I doubt. I highly doubt. It's really that simple. You think, just look at Canadian news, guys. I know you're Americans, most of you, but look at Canadian news. Can't do anything without the Aboriginals putting up barriers. They won't even let citizens go to provincial parks right now in British Columbia. You think the natives in Alaska are going to allow some nuclear type facility to fucking go up in Alaska? That shit is this. They're never getting that there. It will never happen. It won't happen. I'm telling you right now. So you're going to be endlessly diluted on Oklo for God knows how long. You're absolutely crazy to buy into it at any price. $5 even. It ain't happening. What else did I want to talk about? I mean, just do your research. Go to their own investor page on oklo.com. It's all there. It actually says 2030 is when they hope to break ground. So they might be on pace to do it a little earlier. I doubt it. Because when you're working with the government, things don't go quicker. They go slower. So if their contract with the government states 2027 and their website says 2030, you can bet your ass you're coming in somewhere around 2030 or later. Guys, it's 2025 in June. Why on earth would you put money into a company in 2025 at the price that it's at? At 30 cents? Sure, buy into a growth company with no product and no service, just a concept, by all means. You don't put a dime into a company at $65 that has nothing and won't have anything for 5 more years. 5 years. 5 years ago, none of you knew what Oklo was. Nobody. So don't tell me 5 years is like no big deal. You're fucking lying to me. You're lying to yourself. You're just lying. You're full of shit. Call a spade a spade. That's a shit spade. Because you're full of it. If that's what you're going to come out. If that's the bullish rebuttal, it's 5 years. Who cares? Oh, we're pricing it in. Blah, blah. This is what I wanted to mention. I compared it. I compared it to a company that's already a power company you can invest in. That should have rebounded a year ago. Hawaiian Electric. Hawaiian Electric was blamed for the laser weapons that were tested on Hawaii. Don't believe me? Believe me. Do your own DD. That's what happened. Burn the shit up of an area that Oprah Winfrey, the CEO of Oracle, which is going crazy today out in the after hours, and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, they wanted it. It's all beachfront. It's near their pristine properties. They don't like seeing the local population because these people think they are gods. Oprah and The Rock especially, I'm telling you right now. They don't want to be around the little people. So they get the government to test these weapons on the shoreline. And how do I know that that's a fact? Because it was a forest fire. Boats that were in the ocean, guys, burned to a crisp, burned down. Everything that wasn't blue did not suffer any damage. If it was blue, light blue, magically the forest fire skipped it. So anyways, this company, HE, gets blamed. A downed power line is what caused it. And the CEO said, listen, and then he referenced even later, he referenced California. He said, listen, without the power on, the fire hydrants don't work. Do you want water to put out the fires? Or do you want no water? You don't get both, they said. They said that the risk of leaving the power on so that we could have water to put out the fires is one we kind of had to take. So anyways, the stock, guys, I think it was around $50. It's cratered to $8-9. It's currently sitting at $10. Okay? Well, let's literally compare apples to pretend apples, which is Oklo. Real apples, organic, beautiful apples, to wax apples. That's Oklo. Trash. Garbage you would find at a garage sale. Okay? They provide, Hawaiian Electric provides thousands of megawatts of power. Thousands of megawatts. Okay? So, the market cap is $1.3 billion. The market cap of Oklo, a company that provides 0 megawatts and is going to provide 75. Woo! 75 is going to provide 25 windmills of power. Is 14 billion. 10 times more. 10 times more than Hawaiian Electric, which is providing thousands and thousands of megawatts of power right now to all 4 major islands in Hawaii. Okay? There's no planet where you could spin this and say, well, that's because the markets are looking for growth. If they were looking for growth, Oklo would be priced to be on pace for a fraction of what Hawaiian Electric is worth right now, because it's setting what's called a precedent. The market is telling you that a company that 92% of Hawaiians rely on, visitors and mainland, like the people that live there and visitors, 92% get their power from Hawaiian Electric. Okay? The market is telling you all that's worth is $9. That's it. 1.4 billion. It's worth 1.4 billion to have a company. They don't even have an alternative. They can't get an alternative. It doesn't exist. Okay? It's just, they've got the fucking market cornered. Talk about an incredible company. There's no alternative. Can you imagine if there was no alternative to NVIDIA, which is basically not? What would happen to the stock? Would it go from $5 in 2020 to $140 today? Would it be a $3.3 trillion market cap company like it is right now? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because there's no one that can compete with NVIDIA on the level that they're at, with the product that they offer. This is just general power, but there's no one to compete. So how are you telling me that company is only worth 1.4 billion and some bullshit fucking pump and dump that is diluting on people is 14? Make it make sense. There is no bull case argument here at all, logical or illogical, because there's nothing beyond that. It's 75 megawatts is the max. That's all they're offering. Maybe in 2040, what are they going to offer? 200 megawatts to 4 different areas? Like, are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Yeah, the answer is yes, okay? If you're looking to invest in power, you might want to look at Hawaiian Electric, ticker HE, because it's grossly undervalued. Every power company seems to be going off, and again, there's no alternatives for these people. What else? I guess I don't really need to say anything about Navatas. It's, it hit $9 and something today. I've been out of it since 6.5. Made 9,400 on it, so like you can't be like, you missed the boat. Like, I made almost 10 grand on it, so for like a 1 week hold, I mean, it's pretty fucking good. I left the 45,000 on the table because I had 15,000 shares, but for all I know, it could have just fallen back down again, right? It had hit that $7 so many times, 5-6 times before I finally was like, all right, I'll take 650, 625 and 650 when it went up again. God, I'm so out of shape. Walking on this hilly path. And it probably doesn't help that the sky is completely filled with smoke from forest fires. That's summer in Canada now, guys. It was never like this when I was a kid. But governments simply must force climate change down our throats. Statistics have come out. In Canada, there was like 119 active wildfires. 111 were man-made. But climate change, guys. It's all climate change's fault. Not 111 people that were probably paid by our own government to do this bullshit to us. Like, you can barely breathe. It's fucking cloudy. There's no clouds. It's just smoke. Smoke as far as the eye can see. Which isn't far, because it's all smoke. Oh my God. So, yeah. Hits an all-time high Navatas, a 52-week high Navatas. And then what? It does have a shelf. I mentioned that. So it's similar with GameStop, similar with Oklo, in that there is an impending dilution going to happen. But it's only 5%. So it's actually going to be bullish for them. I've said this. I wish they would just activate it already to get it out of the way. Because they have money for 7 quarters. The CEO was mentioning it. But what do you call it? If they use that $50 million, not 50 million shares, $50 million, so different than Oklo, $50 million to get another for about 3 to 4 quarters cash on hand. So currently they have 7 quarters cash on hand. They're gonna get 3 to 4 more. It's gonna go at 10 or 11 quarters. So that's 2.5 years to almost 3 years cash on hand. And they're expecting substantial revenue growth in 2026, late 2026 into 2027. So, I mean, that stock is most likely headed to the high 20s, if not higher. Even that, it's only like $2 billion at $8, guys. Like, how do you have a company like Oklo? It has no business. It doesn't have a partner with NVIDIA. It doesn't have a partnership with the leading tech company of the entire planet. But it has 7 times more market cap than Navatas. Huh? GameStop. $14 billion market cap before it dipped to 25 now. Nothing. Losing money. Lost 17% year over year on their report last week. Or was it, Tuesday? 17% drop year over year. Do the math. How many times can they report that following every quarter before it's no bueno? No plan at all. No plan. Worth 7 times more than Navatas. These are dumpster fires, guys. AMC is a joke. It's a failed experiment. So even that's worth basically what Navatas is worth. No offense if you like movies, but we don't need a movie theater to have movies, or we don't need that brand. You have Regal Cinemas, you have Cineplex, you have Landmark, you have any number of movie theaters. You don't need AMC, you know? Just throwing it out there. They sell food. They're a food business. That's where majority of the revenue comes from, is food. Then ticket sales. Okay? So they're just a food company, and their food is horrendous. It's terrible. It's incredibly overpriced. They've done I don't even care. I don't want to get into it. I'm just saying, there's so much decent selection out there. Leaving my house after I saw these companies just getting wiped out by dilution. Oh, there, Highcraft mining. Sorry, I knew something. I was leading on to something. One more company diluted today. What's the connection? AMC. And the people that helped AMC dilute stock. Adam Aaron is buddies with the CEO of Highcraft Mining. Basically gave them $50 million. I think it's a woman. It has all these perceived gold reserves they did nothing with. And the cost to get the gold was at all-time highs, guys, and they weren't like getting any more gold. Like they should. The business didn't ramp up at all-time highs. Like, do the math. That was a scam. Still is a scam. Diluted on people today. The same day GameStop did. That's just a pure coincidence, isn't it, guys? The very same day that GameStop diluted, an AMC held company, Highcraft Mining, that's who owns it. AMC owns it now. They bought it like 2 years ago. Diluted. What a shocker. And they've done a reverse split as well. Fuck. It never ends. It never ends. Mullen too. Diluted just the other day after pumping, because people are dumb and don't know how many times it's reverse split and then diluted and reverse split and diluted. Please do yourselves a favor, guys. Get the hell out of GameStop. Not financial advice. Get the hell out of GameStop. Look for actual value companies that have something that are producing something, that are producing billions in revenue. And not only that, net revenue. Not like CoreWeave. CoreWeave is negative $400 million, right? MSTR, negative hundreds of millions of dollars. Those are not investable companies. Those are hyped up bumper scams destined to fail. Coinbase, minus 92% revenue year over year was their last earnings just a few weeks ago. Minus 92%, while the stock is like 52-week highs, guys. You gotta learn to trade. You can join my Discord and you can learn to trade. Learn to make educated decisions on stocks. Learn that it's okay to not simp for a company or a CEO. Just like try to make money. Doesn't really matter if it's GameStop or something else. If it's Gap clothing or Intel or, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares what the ticker is as long as the digits in your account keep going up. As long as your account is green. On a red day, your account can be green. This is the beauty of not holding trash codes, is you don't get hurt when they fall. You don't get hurt when they inevitably dilute on you. They just go up, or your account goes up, because you've planned for it. You know how to buy puts. You know how to sell short into headlines of 400 million shares of stock dilution, or 1.75 billion stock dilution. You have to understand, when the market's open tomorrow, guys, right now a lot of people cannot trade. When the market's open, whatever's happened in the after hours, if it's managed to come back at all, whatever's happened in the after hours, it's going to immediately drop. Okay, that's my free, for anybody that's managed to stay, that's the free info here. If you can short the stock 1 or 2 minutes, 5 minutes before the open, it's going to be a profitable trade, because stop losses are going to trigger for everybody in that stock, because it's going to have moved so much overnight that it's going to trigger these stop losses for people that were unable to trade the second the market opens. There won't be no hesitation. It'll be millions of volume. It's called a flush. It can trigger what is called cascading stop losses, which is, imagine, it's like a waterfall effect. It'll flush. It'll trigger more stop losses. Flush again, until eventually they are all exhausted, and then you can potentially buy in and have it retrace. That doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. A lot of times it'll flush. You'll see the body of the candle, so there's a big body and then a straight wick. You'll see the big body. It'll trade sideways, 1 candle, maybe 2, flush again, and it'll flush the whole day. As investors realize it's time to move on. It's time to move on from this company. This is not what I signed up for. I don't want to be in this anymore. This is going to continue to happen. You will see this. I'm telling you right now. You know, if you're just coming to this channel and this is the first time you've heard someone speak so blatantly clear about this, I've been around for 3 years on YouTube. I've been in the markets for 20 years. I have a gray beard, okay? I'm not a spring chicken. I've put on at least 20 pounds in the last 5 years. It's been a wild roller coaster of a stock market. Very sedentary lifestyle. That's why I'm trying to do the walks now. That's why you're not seeing all the charts and shit. You don't need to see the charts. I'm telling you what happened. I have charts in the Discord. I have posted areas of support, areas of resistance, levels where things will fall, levels where things will climb, right? That's all in the Discord. These videos, it's so you can connect with me and understand. I feel like through these videos, I'm letting you know, you should get the sense that I have some inclination of what I'm talking about here. I'm not just your average Joe. I don't just put on a suit and a gold watch that may or may not be fake and tell you to chase a stock that's already up 400% and tell you you're getting in early. Someone told me about this guy that I watched a while ago. Keenan, sorry man, I'm not trying to create beef, but he's telling his 500,000 subscribers get into Navatas. The stock is at fucking 8.16. And he's like, you're early. Oh my God. No, you're like super late. You know, you're early for 2026, 2027. You are not early for the pump that's been happening for 3 weeks. My small channel of 4,765 subscribers. Everyone's made money. Check the comments. Go in the Discord. See the gain section. They all made money. Every one of us, me included. No one lost money on this. You know, who bought shares? Anyone in shares made money. Calls, I imagine most made money. Depends when you bought, I guess. But, I mean, it's already dropping, guys. And it should be dropping. It's overbought on the daily. It's, what do you call it? It's up 400% from the initial announcement. That's, you know, sure, it was 12 when it IPO'd, and 22 was the high without NVIDIA partnership. But that's kind of irrelevant when a stock like Oklo that has no product or no service can go to 65, right? It's a good vision of where we're headed or where we want to be headed, but you still have to obey RSI, MACD, so moving averages, convergence, divergence. Yeah, you have to obey 15 EMA, 48 EMA, 200 extending moving average. You have to obey these moving averages, right? So it's going to fall to those. I've set buy orders for those targets. It's like 7, I want to say it was like 677 or something like that, I believe. And then below that, we're talking like 5 and change, which I don't even want it at that because, like, well, I mean, I'll buy it at that. I will buy it at that because, you know, it still has that short squeeze potential built into it. New shorts are piling in every day. And the ones that don't close after they get profit, the ones that don't close the same day, they're the ones that are going to get burned. And that's exactly what's been happening. They've been getting burned every day. So I'm definitely not like, oh, a big shorty bear or whatever. Like, I just understand their mindset, right? They're thinking what I'm saying, and then they're acting on it. But the ones that have been getting greedy have been getting burned every day. You have to take your profit as a short and leave, or you're getting burned. But the real 200 EMA and the 48 is down in the low 3s, okay? Even if it falls there, guys, you are up 150 to 200% from what it was before the news about NVIDIA, okay? The stock was trading under $2. 200 times 2 is 4, right? $1.90 times 2 is like somewhere around 350, right? That'd be your 200 EMA. So that's literally perfect entry. Would love nothing more for NVTS to drop back to that area and just absolutely load the boat. Load the boat. We're talking 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 shares. I'm not even joking. 100 grand. That's what I would be putting on the play if it falls there. I will buy some if it falls to the other two levels. Very small amounts myself. I call that setting up a buy wall for retail. The stock has been very swinging 20, 50, 70 cents. So there's money to be made in not just holding it, in swing trading it. And the volume is allowing for everyone to do that. You know, it was when we were trying to squeeze AMC and GameStop back in 2020, January through June, it was very difficult because people were doing that and it was driving the stock down rapidly on red days, right? If you're doing it on a green day, it's gravy. If you're doing it on a red day, it's really bad for the stock. It's a lot of sell pressure. And a lot of people get financially exhausted and simply can't buy any more stocks. So then it's just extreme sell pressure, right? The volume has gone up substantially on Navatas on a daily basis. So it is allowing for people to swing trade it, which is fine. I'm not, again, you know, the days of my mentality of you have to buy and hold is long gone, guys. Long gone for this guy. I've lived and learned. Buy, hold, and sell. When you're up $2 million, you sell. You don't wait to go down to 300,000. Okay, 330. You sell at 2 mil, and you never need to work another day in your life again. You don't need to make a YouTube video to help people out because you've learned from your own mistakes the hard way, and you don't want it to happen to other people. You don't want endless dilution to happen to other people because no one out there wants to tell you maybe what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. right? Nobody wants to buy Oklo at 65 thinking it's going to 100, hear that the stock is going to dilute, doesn't want to get out because they FOMO'd in, and then the stock dilutes. They don't want to buy GameStop at 30 because Roaring Kitty still has shares. Roaring Kitty is a billionaire, guys, okay? He's a billionaire. He can have all the shares he wants. It doesn't matter. You're not a billionaire, and you're not a multimillionaire, okay? No one watching this channel is, I'm telling you that. You know, you can't afford to just be getting endlessly dumped on with these shares, diluting. It's what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I understand. The vast majority, you know, I don't know a percentage, but the vast majority of people simply are bulls. They are not, they don't think 2D, 3D, right? They only think one-dimensional. Buy a stock, hold a stock, pray it goes up, sell it at a profit, hopefully, right? And hopefully time it well. They don't think buy a stock, sell it if it goes up, trim if it goes up, chase the stock as it's going up, you know, add to your position and then trim out. Maybe sell the stock, buy some shorts on it as it's falling back to support. Maybe sell covered calls, sell cash secured puts to lower your cost basis. They don't think about all these things, right? This is exactly what I talk about in almost all of my videos, right? I know, and all of my videos are quite long. We're 41 minutes in, and I guarantee you like 5 or 10 people will have waited this long. If you watch the whole video, please comment in the video. I never say like, subscribe, share, or anything until like the end. I probably do myself a disservice. I might have 500,000 followers like pumper people if I asked really early on. But to me, like the YouTube channel is secondary, guys. I'm making $3 a video on a good video, $3. Like who gives a shit? This is more to connect with my Discord members and to connect with the people out there, open their eyes and ears to some of this shit. And it's like maybe like a stock diary, I guess you could say. You know, it'd be nice to blow up one day. I just don't foresee it because everybody's bullish all the time. And my best videos have always been when I was gung-ho about a stock. You know, it's easy to get 500 views for a small channel on Navatas when you say at $4 you think this is going to $8 to $9, and that's what happens. You know, it's not so easy to get 500 views when you say, I think Navatas might go down to as low as 3 and change. Nobody wants to hear that. I understand that. But that's how trading works, guys. It is up and down. Not just up and not just down. Right? Unless the stock is getting delisted. Like maybe like Tupperware or whatever. You know, going bankrupt. What's that? Wolf AI. Someone was like talking about like that was going to re-squeeze. I was like, they literally said they are going bankrupt. When they're telling you they're going bankrupt, filing for bankruptcy protection and hiring staff to help them navigate a bankruptcy, that is not them telling you, buy our stock. We're going to squeeze. It's telling you, if you don't take what you can get right now, don't expect to get anything from the class action lawsuits that are going to result from this, because we won't be around to pay any of you. That's what they're telling you. Hopefully you liked some of the stuff I said. We're only on Wednesday. We'll see what happens on Thursday, Friday. Free.